What's happening, everybody? My name is Paul Sharp, and I'm here to talk to you guys a little bit about position SUL. Now, it's spelled S-U-L, if you guys didn't know. Most folks are very familiar with this. It's been around a long time. It was developed by a guy named Max Joseph. He used to work for T's. I believe it was Alan Brosnan's unit. I think it was Tactical Explosive Entry School. Great trainer. Alan was a great trainer. I never trained with Max. I did do a class with Alan. Great trainer. Really enjoyed my time training with him. Now, Max developed this thing called position SUL, and my understanding is that it's basically this, right? Hand flat against the body, thumbs touching, that's your index point. Your other index point is your index finger underneath of the trigger guard, and you basically take your two-handed firing position or grip, put your thumbs together, and collapse back to the body so that the muzzle is pointed straight down or as straight down as possible. Now, Max developed this because he was working with Brazilian special police units and military units, and they were flagging each other and waving everything around. Now, there's nobody behind the camera. This pistol is empty. You guys can see that, I think. There you go. Empty gun, empty mag. There's no ammo in here. And I'm going to press check again just to be sure, because there is nothing louder than a bang when you expect a click, or a click when you expect a bang. Now, Max developed that position to keep these guys from flagging each other, muzzling each other, and all these other things. Now, fast forward to 1999, and I'm in Virginia training with a gentleman named Middlebrooks, who is my primary shooting coach and mentor when it comes to running any type of pistol, shotgun, subgun, or rifle. That dude gave me so much information to work with that I still, to this day, discover things about his system that I just didn't know before. We were discussing this. For some reason, we were talking about ready positions on the range, and I had just returned from a law enforcement school taught by some FBI guys, and this is what they had stressed during that school as we were clearing and not searching, clearing. Law enforcement perspective, not CQB, not blowing stuff up and all that at all, but more of how do you it was an officer survival school. How do you as an individual officer move through a building, search, clear in a safe manner if, say, there's just you and one other person, or in the cases with more rural jurisdictions, you might be by yourself searching a business that had an alarm call at 3 in the morning or something. Somebody left the back door open sometimes, but sometimes there might be some more nefarious activities happening in there. You need to be ready to go, but you got to give yourself time to think, and you don't want to cover that 15-year-old kid that's just closing up and you just scared her to death because you put a muzzle right in her face. We were talking about ways to search, and that's how I've been taught to search. Talking about ready positions, and DR said, well, hey, what if I put my hand on top of yours? Basically, he did this. He pushed my hand down, and I couldn't get my other hand out. Basically, I was pinned. So with one hand, he pinned my pistol and both of my hands together. He just grabbed like that. And if you can imagine, my hand is behind it like that, right? And so when he came over the top and grabbed, he was able to grab both my hand and the pistol, my support hand and my firing side hand, pin them both to my body, and kind of simulate a couple punches. And we said, whoa, never thought about that. And so we started playing around with it. And he said, well, what if you just take, you can see I could do this safely, just take your hand and rotate it over the top. You'll get the same muzzle orientation of the gun not covering anybody, and if you need to, you can still come out. And now if you go back, right, in slow motion, you can see my hand is not covered by the muzzle, right? When I come up, so I'm here, and I come up and punch out, I just roll out. If you're in the fist fire system, it's a whole other thing. I'll do a thing on that sometime, but there's a rollout exercise that you do where you just roll out your hand, right, and drive into the target. And from the guard position, you just roll out on target. But here from the sentry, what we call this the sentry position, because I don't know why. It just was, we just were like, we're looking for a word to describe. It's a sentry, like you're just standing there, posted up, searching or looking, and you don't want to be searching and looking like this. And now after discovering that, I really didn't want to be like this anymore. And we also pressure tested it. We also did some exercises where we just gloved up and had a blue gun and we just went at it. And I tried to use SUL and get my pistol out so I could shoot, and it created more issues than solutions. And this position here, this sentry position of gripping the gun like this, gave me the ability to fend. I can bring my hand up and cover. I can stiff arm them. I can shove them off of me. I can hit them with it. I can come up and just hit with the pistol, kind of like that, just like check them in the chest. If it's somebody who's aggressing on me, that was one of the things we discussed was, well, what if you have somebody who's coming at you? You can't shoot them, but you need to get them off of you. But you also don't want to do this because you're a police officer, right? So pistols on the outside. You don't want to do this, or holsters on the outside. So I don't want to come back here and do this and leave myself exposed and one-handed trying to deal with this guy, and then I'm trying to holster, and what if something gets caught, and then I have a negligent discharge because something got caught in the trigger as I'm trying to holster. And man, there were so many things. And so we're like, if I'm in that position, I can just boom, I can just check them, just give them a chest thump and just bump them off of me and just boom, and then I can come here, whatever. You can see how you can start to create some solutions for yourself. That was basically it. So we called it the Sentry, and then the rollout, the way it works in the rollout is I just bring the pistol up to the guard position, which is right here under the dominant eye, level with the ground or parallel with the ground. I just bring it up to the guard position, roll my hand over, and drive. Now, is it a little slower than just doing that? Yes, it can be. With training, you can be really quick and just come right up on it. Being careful not to muzzle yourself. Do it in a mirror so you can kind of watch that you're not muzzling yourself, or video yourself, right? If you video, you can slow it down and see where the muzzling could happen or does happen, and you can work around it and train yourself. But yeah, man, that was our approach. That's what we came up with. And I got a lot of pushback over the years. I would post on different forums. You got to remember, this is 1999. DR's book didn't come out until 2001, 2002. Although the pictures and all that stuff were written, everything was done by 2000. It just took a while to publish. But we got so much pushback, man. Guys are like, position SUL is a gunfighter's position, and what you're doing is, it was ridiculous. It was ridiculous. I can't even reproduce it for you. The level of ignorance and stupidity. And the thing was, for me especially, was I'm not saying it's the best solution. What I'm saying is a solution that we have discovered through actually fighting over a blue gun. Put a blue gun in your hand and actually fight over it. Start in SUL, start in ready gun, start in all these different positions, and just have people go at you. Have people fight over you, over the gun with you, so that you understand what are the benefits to being here? What are the benefits to being here? What are the benefits to, there's other positions like this. I believe the A wrestling guys up in Oregon, up in the Pacific Northwest, they teach some variation of this. Whatever it is, man, pressure test it, see if it works, find out for yourself, test against multiple opponents, go against all kinds of people, well-trained, not so well-trained. You need to know what's going to work, and then you can have some faith in it, and then you put time in it and actually train that thing like, this is a good solution, right? I can come back in here, thumbs together, flag my hand up, right? And by flag, I don't mean flag with the muzzle. I mean like a flag, right? Over and down, clamp that gun down to my body, right? Roll back out, come back up again. It's just training, but I'm telling you, man, that was our solution. That's what we came up with.